Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song I'd Love to Change the World by 10 Years After. As usual, the song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So if you want to get your song reviewed, just do what they did. Leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. And so I don't think I've ever heard anything from 10 Years After. It's going to be a new one for me. Looks like the song's pretty old. It says here October 18th, 1971. So yeah, it's one of those that's been around forever. I don't think I've heard it. I guess we're about to find out. Um, but I would imagine it's a fairly popular song. I mean, the moment I typed in the words 10 years after, both into Genius Lyrics and into YouTube, like this was the song that came up right away. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. Let's check it out. 10 years after, I love to change the world. Here we go.
Everywhere is freaks and Harris, dykes and fairies. Tell me where is sanity? Tax the rich, feed the poor. Tell there are no rich no more. Population keeps on breeding, nation bleeding, still more bleeding economy. Life is funny, skies are sunny, bees make honey. Who needs money? Monopoly.
Yeah, I like that. Again, not really knowing what to expect other than the fact that it was a song from the 70s. Like, I really, really enjoyed that. Let's jump into it. Let's break it down piece by piece, like we always do, of course, starting with those lyrics. think the lyrics here are very important for us to kind of look through. So I do want to read this quick about section. It does say from 10 years after's 1971 album, A Space in Time, written by guitarist slash singer Alvin Lee. That name sounds familiar. I'm guessing he's probably done. Oh, nice. Was the English guitarist, singer, and songwriter, best known lead vocalist for guitar. Okay, for 10 years after. Name sounds familiar. Maybe I've heard of him specifically, but anyway. Due to its political lyrics, the song was able to appeal to the younger generation. This led to it being a top 40 hit. Nice. Well, let's take a look at them. Everywhere is freaks and harries, dykes and fairies. Tell me, where is sanity? Tax the rich, feed the poor, till there are no rich no more. I love to change the world, but I don't know how. Sorry, but I don't know what to do, so I'll leave it up to you. I find verse 2 very interesting, just because I feel like I was having this conversation not too long ago, where it's like there are some lyrics that are from older songs that are like, I take comfort in that because I'm not the first person who's ever had to go through this. But then there are other songs where it's like, damn, 50 years and we're kind of still making the same argument, right? That we should tax our rich, feed our poor, and there shouldn't really be any billionaires. I mean, that's how I feel. You guys probably have your own opinions. But yeah, it's just interesting that like they were saying the same thing 50 years ago that we were, and to me, it's not comforting. It's that sort of like almost cynicism of like, damn, we've been talking about it for this long and nothing has changed, right? So anyway, I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do, so I'll leave it up to you. I think that part is also really interesting because it reminds me of like growing up, and people would say like, oh, your generation is going to change the world, and it's like, why isn't your generation currently working to change the world? Like, why is it up to us? And that's kind of how I feel about this chorus, and I don't know if that's kind of the message they're trying to portray here as well, but maybe if we read on, we'll see. So population keeps on breeding, nation bleeding, still more feeding economy. Life is funny, skies are sunny, bees make honey. Who needs money? No, not poor me. I love to change the world, but I don't know what to do, so I'll leave it up to you. World pollution is no solution. Institution, electrocution, spread them wide, rich or poor, them and us, stop the war. So yeah, I mean, I think they make very clear what their political stance is, right? And kind of frame it as like, hey, even though we're all about, taxing the rich and stuff like that, like war kind of harms all of us. These things like pollution kind of harm all of us, right? So there are some issues where you have to kind of put those things aside and say, okay, we're going to tackle this together, right? I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do, so I'll leave it up to you. Yeah, I think it's interesting. The person who wrote this genius annotation said, instead of taking initiative and being a leader, Alvin Lee will sit back and let the listener make a difference. A trend in society during that time was not having enough confidence to stand out, much like today in America. The voiceless remain the voiceless. Yeah, see, I don't know if I'm reading it the same way. Again, I'm reading it more as like there are people who are willing to call for change but aren't willing to really do anything about it, right? I don't know if the songwriter is saying that he is that kind of person, or if it is sort of a criticism of that type of person. I'm not really too sure. I don't know enough about the band's music. I would think that by sort of taking a firm stance in a few different issues here, I would think that they would be ones who would be willing to put forth the effort for that change. But I don't know. I mean, just from this, perhaps they view this music, something that incites people to direct change, as their contribution to that change. Again, I don't know enough about the band to know for sure, but I think lyrically, again, I think it's really interesting. He talks about a few issues there that like we still feel every day. Again, 50 plus years later, so it's interesting how many things stay the same despite the fact that many things also change. So with that, I thought the lyricism was great. I'll give it 2 thumbs up there. Some antiquated words in it as well that I feel a little icky having said out loud, but it is a product of its time. So 2 thumbs up for me lyrically. As far as instrumentation and vocals go, I like the vocals, very like 70s rock sounding in the vocals, which makes a lot of sense seeing where the song came from. But really, really love the guitar work throughout. Like that acoustic guitar that it starts out with, and you can kind of hear it at the very beginning here. But like that little riff just throughout the song, is so consistent, so beautiful sounding. Like that's the kind of riff that kind of stays with you, right? I'm sure there are people who heard the song in 71 and kind of still get that earworm in their head every so often, because that is a super catchy piece of guitar playing right there. What I love, and then you get another guitar, this here, and I hear the bass as well.
Every
And then that electric guitar comes in too, and just like the amount of sort of guitar layering they're doing here with the various guitars, like just makes this song so great to listen to. Again, very memorable, and the guitar riff itself. The drumming is fast-paced and energetic, which I think is super appropriate for not only the context of the song, the lyricism of the song, but just the way that they're playing with that electric guitar especially. So yeah, really, really enjoyed this one. A lot of great work that they did here. I want to hear this first part again.
freaks and Harris, dykes and Ferris, tell me where is sanity?
Yeah, and I love how, again, that drumming was super energetic, but then they immediately, like, they give it that quick little drum feel, and then immediately kind of take you back to that acoustic guitar. It almost sort of gives you whiplash, and I feel like very purposefully so, because again, they're talking about like sort of these world issues that are sort of affecting us all, and so I think playing with the instrumentation that way kind of makes you feel that sort of same anxiety of like what's going on in the world. So anyway, I think instrumentally and vocally, this was a fantastic song. I'm going to give it 2 big thumbs up there. As far as replay value goes, it's a little outside of what I typically listen to. I do have a lot of, classic rock on my playlist. I feel like I don't listen to a whole lot of classic rock much these days, but I still like it every now and then, right? So to me, that kind of fits into that niche a little bit. So I'm going to put it on my playlist for sure. Just don't know how much I'm really going to like get around to listening to it all the time. And so yeah, give it a thumb up for replay value. Overall, a really, really good song and a fantastic request. Thank you so much for the person who requested this one. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, you should definitely go support the artists. I don't know if these guys are still around, but according to YouTube, here are some of their upcoming shows in Germany. They're playing in Germany right now, I guess. So yeah, if they are still around, they're playing Germany, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, again, not sure to what capacity these guys are still around, but go support them, I guess. If you enjoyed the music. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw here on the channel, consider supporting the channel, like and subscribe and comment, all that good stuff. And then if you'd like to see a little bit more from me, you can also check me out on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, so if you actually want to see more from me, that's probably the place to go. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.